You've probably heard of the Irish goodbye. It's when you leave a social event without saying bye to anyone. One moment you're making small talk and the next you're hopping into a cab. It's fast and final. But today, let me tell you about the Dutch goodbye. It's not a real thing, but maybe it should be, because the Dutch really want people to say goodbye. I'm talking about the tourists who flock to the European country in large numbers. The Netherlands has become a victim of its own popularity thanks to over-tourism. Over-tourism. That word sounds like a good thing, but it isn't really. Let me tell you why. Over-tourism refers to a big increase in tourist numbers. Basically, increase at such a high volume that it becomes a bad thing. It negatively impacts a country, like its local residents and environment. A big example of this is Amsterdam, capital of the Netherlands. It attracts 20 million visitors every year. People are drawn to the city for its canals and museums, and honestly, its party city reputation. But this Venice of the North wants to change that. It wants to limit the number of visitors. So now Amsterdam has banned cruise ships from its city center. More than 100 of them moor in the capital every year. They have become a problem. They contribute to mass tourism and pollution. For perspective, one big cruise ship produces as much nitrogen oxide as 30,000 trucks in a day. So Amsterdam has been trying to clamp down on over-tourism for a while now. In the month of March, they launched an online campaign to stop young men from holding alcohol-fueled parties. The campaign was literally called Stay Away. They've also banned cannabis in the red light district. And now they want to increase the tourist tax. Amsterdam already has the highest in Europe. Last year, they earned some $155 million in tourist tax. But nothing is dissuading the visitors. This is the post-pandemic travel boom, or what they call revenge tourism. Greece expects 30 million visitors this year. Spain had 8.2 million tourists arriving in the month of May alone. Flight costs have increased in the last few years. Hotel prices have soared more than 50%. Tourist taxes have gone up. Yet people are undaunted. They want to travel to faraway lands. And what do they do when they get there? Usually click selfies. And no one hates it like Italy does. Its town of Portofino was visited by so many tourists that they blocked the traffic. Tourists were stuck in selfie-taking positions. So now the town has slapped a $300 fine against selfies. Even though tourism is a big draw for Italy, it makes up about 13% of their GDP. But they're also beginning to despair of it and imposing draconian measures like this one. Walking in flip-flops on certain roads will earn you a fine of over $2,700. Snacking in the center of Venice is not allowed. Sitting on the steps in Rome will lead to a $270 fine. One Italian beach even forbids you from making sand castles. The list seems endless. And over-tourism, by the way, is not just a European problem. Places like Bali, Bhutan, Peru and Thailand also suffer from it. They too have imposed measures, from increasing tourist taxes to imposing hiking bans like in Bali. It's obvious that tourism is a good thing for a country. It helps create jobs. But sometimes tourism expands so much it fails to acknowledge its limits. It turns destinations into the opposite of what they once were: overcrowded, overwhelmed and damaged. Bad for the locals and depressing for the visitors. You may see a lovely location on Instagram, but visit it only to wait in hour-long lines and have that sunset view obstructed by phone cameras. Eventually, all the effort to visit a foreign place sometimes brings only one reward: a money shot for Instagram. Think about it.